Damn.
Yeah.
Hey, see, now you kind of came in good with that one. That was a good setup.
That was
good.
point.
That was good. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh. What up, everybody? It's your boy King and Garnett. Episode 43 on the joint.
4-3 right there. That's what I'm trying to roll on the crap table right there. First roll 7. Money. We winning it right there. That's it.
That's not you though. That ain't.
No, what you mean? But listen, bro. Hey, I stay on 5 deuce 4 trade, baby. To watch out.
Okay.
Bro. Okay. Woo! I said, come up. That's
Hey. Before we get started, man. So I was going back and I was looking at our channel and stuff, right? Just looking at some stats and stuff. But I started to notice, man, and I don't know how we fix this. I'm gonna have to get real technological.
Oh, damn. Okay, well, I'm gonna let you talk, man, because I don't know what this is going.
I'm just telling you, bro. Like when I be posting the video for YouTube, it be catching us in some weird faces, man. Like we be looking some dumb, actually.
Oh, you mean like the face to be showing up right there on the thing?
Yes.
Okay, so basically you're saying that's your fault. So
yes, I claim it. I claim it because I don't know. I don't even know. That's why I'm gonna have to dive into YouTube and figure out how I can create the nice thumbnails or something.
Yeah.
The last episode, bro, like when it shows up, you got to go check this out. But it got me like, what are we doing? I was like, what are we doing?
We might have to just get like what we need to get is just like I don't know, like a title screen. Maybe. Like a caricature or something of just like the both of us have somebody draw, that way it's boom, it's on there every time. And then that way, if it looks funny, it's just it's whatever. It's not really us. It's some drawing or some stuff like that. You know what I mean?
You might be on to something because right now the shit got us all on some bullshit.
Guys out there looking out of pocket.
Got us out there looking. Like I wouldn't click on me.
Like what? Nah, swipe next.
Who's this dude looking like a character from what was that Will Smith movie? Like Legend, looking like one of them goblins.
Oh, damn! So you wasn't Will Smith. You was one of them. You was one of them goblins.
One of them. Yeah.
You were one of them. That's what that was. Yeah, that ain't no good.
It ain't no good, man. So it's something to work on. I got to figure it out. But I like your idea.
Yeah. So anybody that's out there, if you guys draw or do any doodling or whatever. Send that stuff to us. We'll put that up there for just our, for like our title screen page or whatever. Bam.
We need y'all. Shoot.
Yeah, please, because I can't do it. I mean, I can draw, but like if you want some stick figures, I can draw some shit, but but that's about it. So
that's gonna be it.
Yeah,
we need something better than that.
Okay, yeah. No, we need that for sure.
So what's up, man? I know you was out doing yard work this morning.
Yeah. Hey, it was. Hey, so I got so I'm out there trying to. I don't know. I'm trying to be on. I don't know what you call this. Am I trying to be on the grown man trying to do that, or I don't know. We got these trees that are out there like in the front. And they starting to get a little long and stuff. And it's obvious that they need a little trimming or some shape up or an edge or whatever. So I mean, so I went ahead and said, shoot, let me go on ahead and grab one of them things and whatever that is. Yeah, them no. Like it's like the electric.
Oh yeah.
That's a hedger, right? Yeah. So I grabbed the hedger or whatever. So I mean, as I'm looking on it outside from right now, like, I mean, it don't look bad. It just don't look good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just out. I mean, hey, it's my first time, so I tried. I can't get up there at the top because I ain't about to step on the ladder by myself with that thing, bro. I'm like, listen, it's just gonna have to look bad at the top. Like, I'm sorry, like it's gonna have to look bad up there. So, so I done spent all morning doing that, but it is what it is. So
okay, well,
yeah. I mean, so you had some work, like that you was getting in there too this morning. So now it's good because Friday is like, now
we getting it going. We get going.
Okay, hey, but before we get about, I just remember something. I had got to tell you this story just real quick. I almost said something different. So anyway, I'm about to send it to you right now. So anyway, we're gonna tell a little story about Tooth Fairy real quick. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna tell
the Tooth Fairy has entered the building.
This is this little Tooth Fairy story, and I just sent you the picture. Don't open it up yet. Don't open it up yet until I get to that point right there. Yeah, that could. And right now, you know what that could be? That could probably be the title screen for today's episode because it's gonna be. Anyway, so my daughter, Ayla, lost a tooth on her birthday, right? So like she just turned 8 last weekend.
Okay.
And she lost a tooth on her birthday, right? So she been putting this, so she puts it in the bag or whatever, Tooth Fairy stuff, right? Put the tooth in the bag, put it under the pillow or whatever, and then,
Hey, hold on, before you go any further, where they at?
Where who at?
Where the kids at?
Okay, so Ayla and Aylen, they're at school right now, and I locked 3 and 4 in the other room. I was like, y'all can't.
I'm just saying, you can't be
because it's kind of quiet.
Okay, yeah.
No, trust me, alone. No, I got talking code right now. Yeah, no, okay, so it's okay. Yeah. Okay. So she put the tooth underneath the pillow, and let's just say that the Tooth Fairy forgot to come for a couple days.
Bruh.
Like, just forgot. Like, yeah, hey, Tooth Fairy be busy. Like, she ain't the only person that lost a tooth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, sometimes you be having some stuff that goes on right there, right?
Right.
So, and the thing is that this isn't the first time that this has happened with this.
Tooth Fairy is slack.
Yeah, no, Tooth Fairy on some CP time for real. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, listen, like, I know you put it under the bed on Sunday, but like, I'm gonna get around to it by Thursday. Like, you know what I mean? You gonna get it, just not today. You gonna get it when I get it, and then I can give it to you.
And right now, I ain't got it.
No, and not right now. I can put something on it. But I ain't got it. It's just like that's it. Hey, so Ayla, like the last time that this had happened, right? And I think I told you a story about this before, but like I never got a chance to show you a picture there, right? This was like one of the earlier podcasts. I was like, hey, Ayla said maybe you need to write a letter to the Tooth Fairy. So you know what I mean, or just kind of just like letting them know, like, hey, not happy with the tardiness of the money I'm supposed to be getting if I'm over here, like giving you something from my body. Like, you know what I mean? Right. Like there's an arrangement that I give you tooth, you give up said monies, and then like we keep it moving.
Where's the reciprocation?
Yeah, right. So what I'm saying is like I put mine, where's yours? Like, you know what I mean? Right. Like it's like that's it. So so she wrote a letter a while back, and like obviously, the Tooth Fairy had got it, and then she got the money and everything was good.
Mm-hmm.
Now this time Tooth Fairy came a little late.
Okay.
Tooth Fairy might have been hung over one of those mornings, and it might have been maybe. I don't know. I'm just speculating.
Tooth Fairy was out in them streets.
Because I heard some stuff. I was like, damn, it sounded like some ruckus going on, but I wasn't quite sure like what it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Ayla got real mad and decided not to write a letter so much, but she drew a drawing as to what was going to happen if nothing happened. Now I'm gonna need you to open up your phone real quick. no, because you're gonna have to like. This is what happens if you don't like. No, just go and take a look.
Tooth Fairy getting sock 'em up. He got the Tooth
Fairy. She got the hands up. Like, hey, listen, and you see, like, listen, and $20, bro, 20. She said, I need a dub now. No more of this dollar bullshit in this fight, and you owe me a dub. Look at that.
No, you know what? I am. This is going to be the image that we put on Instagram for this episode. This right here. That's it. Tooth Fairy, beware. You gonna get your ass whooped.
If you out there, bro, hey, you slipping. You are slipping, and people know. Yeah, hey, I was like, wow, like that. That's what she wrote, and she left. No, but here's the thing, though. This is how diabolical my daughter is, though. She left it underneath the pillow.
Oh,
like, hey, like when you go to give this money, just know that here it better be this because this is what happens. If you don't, like, damn, like just like that. I'm telling you, bro. My kids are a mess, bro. That's it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, when I first saw it, I was like,
we choosing violence today.
Yeah. Oh no, I would be scared. Like I was like, okay, so basically what you're saying is I don't come with this dub. And this one in little T too. It ain't one of them big ones. Like, I mean, if the small one go for a dub, what's the big ones go for?
Hey, and that's my thing, man. Like, I have my issues with the Tooth Fairy, every now and again, because like, you early on, and you
gotta try to figure out the because like when we were little. Okay, hold on, go back real quick. When you were little, what you get?
Shoot, I got $1.
Okay? Well, 50 cents maybe.
Right.
I think I got a quarter like when I lost my big tooth, like, you know what I mean? Like, though, but that's it. I don't get no more than $1.
Nah, I don't think I ever got more than $1. I think maybe one time I got 5, but I don't think so. I'm thinking it was $1.
Right. No, just, that was it. And I'm like, wait a minute now. So,
you know what it is? You know what it is?
Inflation.
Yeah. The tooth fairy got it. Hey, you got to face inflation just like everybody else.
Right.
Times is hard. Times is hard. You got to come up off that money, dog.
Is hard.
These kids ain't playing.
They not, bro. Just hey,
I was like, how you going? She straight went for the 20.
For 20. But see, and here's the thing. I still got 2 more that's coming up.
Yeah,
they're gonna follow her lead and be like, well, shit, hold up now. If you don't ask for the 20.
Yeah, what they gonna ask for?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, come on now, like make it make sense, y'all. Just like, oh yeah. Anybody, if y'all out there, y'all got some tooth fairy stories, y'all got some advice to give to us, that please share those.
Hit us up at the Hardwood. Hey, send your emails, hardwoodknuckleheads@gmail.com, and that's knuckleheads with a Z, not an S.
Hit us up.
Help. We need help. We need help. I mean, that's yeah, man. I feel for you, bro.
Yeah. So So anyways,
good luck with that. Good luck with that.
I appreciate that. Yeah. So that's
you better reach out to the tooth fairy and get right.
Yeah. Me and her going to have a talk and be like, listen, we got to come to some sort of arrangement because you coming late is hurting. It's making me look bad. Like it's making all of us look bad. Like you gotta get there when you're supposed to get there because
Wow.
One day okay, but 2, 3, 4 days is just like, and then it's like with her, like she does it differently. Like so then she sleep on 3 pillows, right? So she got one. So okay, so think about this. So you got 1 pillow on this side, and then you got 1 more that's right there. So like she put the tooth in between those ones, but then on the separate one she lay here. So it's a setup. She don't even know where to go.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's a deduction of $5.
Yeah, right. Yeah, for real. Yeah, that's just It's
all making the tooth fairy. The tooth fairy ain't supposed to work that hard.
And then so all 3 of them sleep in the same room, so it'd be musical chairs all the time. They'd be moving around, so you don't know. So I'm like, listen, the tooth fairy don't know where you sleep at because one day you in the middle one, the next one you on the right one, then you on the left. Right. Like like that's come on now.
You know what? That's on you. That's why you ain't get your money.
He said, that's why you ain't get it.
That's why you ain't get your money.
Where your ass supposed to be at. And then there's just ain't gonna be no problem.
Yeah. You can't mess that up, man. So you want your money, be where you're supposed to be at. You know
be where you're supposed to be at. I'm gonna be where I'm at. That's it. And just gonna go.
Sure. Oh my gosh. Oh Lord. Our kids, man. Our kids.
Oh man, they keep us entertained. I'll tell you that.
That's for sure. That's for sure. All right, well, we here at episode 43, man. We got some things to talk about. I definitely want to hear about Aylen's USA basketball camp experience. So, get into it. Tell us.
So, get into it.
Tell us what happened. I want to hear what my man was doing.
I mean, so so this was a cool experience for for all of us. We had never done anything like this one. Like, we have done the EBC, circuit stuff. So that's the elite basketball circuit that does a lot of stuff on like the West Coast. We've been to a couple of their All-American camps. We've been to the Phenom one that's over in San Diego. That's like another, they hype it as an All-American camp and stuff. And, we were trying to look for something, just kind of, I don't know, just something different. Like they've got a lot of really good camps out there. And it's like over like the years, we're going to try to, if anything else, kind of expose them just to other things that are out there. Just, 1, for the experience, 2, it's always good to go to other places and kind of see like where you match up, where you do stuff. You know what I mean? Like, just for you, for kind of just like to see where you're at, a measuring stick, as you will,
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, and this one was kind of different there too, because it wasn't like, in some of these other camps, you just pay a registration fee and then you're in it. Like, that's it. You know what I mean? This one is like I guess for lack of a better word, I'm going to say that you go through like a vetting process, right? Like when you go, you got to fill out the whole thing. Then you have to, then it's like you got to submit a report card. Then you got to get a letter from one of your teachers, you know what I mean? And then Then you have to submit like video. Like, so I had to make like 3 different, like, like 1 minute videos, just kind of showcasing some stuff that he does. Then he had to get like a letter from like his AAU coach or something that, you know what I mean? Just kind of like talk. So it's a whole process just to try to get in. And then like you get selected there too. So it's not like anybody that just goes in there just gets in. You know what I mean? Like you got to fill in stuff or whatever, and then I guess kind of get selected and stuff for it. So, he was fortunate enough to kind of have that, kind of go on. So that part was just cool in of itself, because it was just a different way to kind of get in with stuff. You know what I mean? Because he was kind of like, well, Dad, did I get in? Like, you know what I mean? Like he was asking that for a little bit, because it was like, oh, we haven't had, heard anything back. And then he got in. So that was cool. And it was like, when you got there, it was over at Brophy. So, and again, I haven't been to Brophy since high school summer league, like long time ago, like 90.
It's changed now, ain't it? It's changed now.
Goodness, that's such a beautiful campus. Like,
wow.
Wow. Like that. And then if I'm not mistaken, is St. Mary's on the backside of that?
No, that's Central.
Okay, that's Central. Okay, right. Okay, that's what it was. Right. Yes. Anyway, so like we get over there to the camp, and the camp is like, it was like a day and a half there, but it was an intense day and a half. You're there from 8 to 5. Like the first day, and then you're there from like 8 to about 11:30, 12, like the second day or whatever. But it's just like, it's bam, 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 right? Right. And I really liked it because you can after that you really registered them and kind of checked them in. They basically kick the parents out.
You gone?
No, you gone. Like, get out of here. Yeah. Like, it's about these kids and it's about these coaches. So we're just that part to me was like, that part really kind of I really enjoyed that, because I mean, like, you've been to camps there before, and I've been to them there before there too, right? Where like, where they'll go to the camp and, and like when you got all the parents, like take the EBC camp there, right? Like as much as I really like the camp, because because it's a platform for the kids to be able to kind of showcase what they can do there, right? True. And it's a great atmosphere. The coaches and the trainers are super, super positive. They got some pretty good officiating and stuff that's going on. They got music going. So there's just a vibe that goes on with it, right? Yeah. But one of the things, I mean, you could call it a drawback, maybe, you know what I mean, depending on how like you're looking at it, is that, you start to get to where either the kids or maybe the parents of the kids, or, or maybe a combination of
acting a damn fool. You can say it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So yeah, they start.
I'm going to say it for you. They be acting stupid.
Okay. I'm trying to be nice about it, right?
Nah. Ain't no sugarcoating. They be bullshitting.
They be acting. So they act different. So they act very, very different. Okay. Sometimes a little out of pocket. Sometimes this or that. But it's not just that. It's when the kid does something, if he does something and it's bad, what's the first thing that they do? They look over to the parents. Yeah. They're trying to find them. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter like what is, like they're trying to find the parents for some sort of
reinforcement.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Kind of just like, just, hey, like it's fine with this, or to see what their look on the face is as soon as that they do something good or bad, right? Or if they or then if they get a bucket, then they're like this. Now I'm gonna raise my hand and say I'm just as guilty. Because when I go over to those, I be trying to get hype for my son. Like, it's like when he's out there going, I'm like, get after it. Like, I mean, you can even hear me on highlight videos where I'm just like, go at him and and just do that. But I just get excited to watch him play and like enjoy his element there too. You know what I mean? And so, but I really like this because they kick the parents out, because they make it not about the parents. And so I absolutely love that. Yeah. So everything that they got from 8:30 all the way up until probably about 4 o'clock when they let the parents back in, it was just about the kids that were there and the coaches that were teaching them.
Right.
So that part was really, really good, and then it's like at the end, like they let you come in at the end on Saturday, because they're doing like a little, they do a variation of kind of like it's kind of like the wooden drill. The wooden one where it's basically kind of just like that 3-on-2, 2-on-1 continuous drill or whatever you do. So they do something like that where it's different, or at least that's the one that they were introducing at the time. Where it's basically a 4-on-4 drill, but the only one that stays in the drill on the defensive end is the one that grabs the rebound or gets the ball when it comes out of the net there, right? So regardless if it's a steal, if it's a made basket, missed basket, whoever grabs that ball on defense, then you get to stay on the court and then go. Yes. So really what they're trying to do is, because you know how it is, like shot will go up. Some kids won't even go after the rebound. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, how many times like you watch basketball where like that they don't there, right? So like shot goes up, they just sit there and watch. So it's like if you want to stay in the game,
You gotta go rebound
your ass off, like, or you better go be active or do something like that. There, right? So that part was cool. At least just seeing just a different variation of that drill, just to give me something different for when we're doing workouts and stuff over here. But the coaches, like, the coaches were all over. Like they had one coach that was from Rockford, Illinois. They had one that was from Jersey. They had one that was from Georgia. They had players that were from DC, from West Virginia, from New Jersey. Like it was really cool. Like the experience, like, and it was only 6th grade to, I believe, 9th grade. There might have been some 10th grade. So there's probably about 80 kids that were there, like in like the whole there, right? And like they split them up, and you basically like went through drills, situational stuff or whatever, worked on ball handling, this and this, and then they break things up and they put you in the classroom. And then now you're watching video on leadership stuff, or you're watching video on body language, or you're like all these positive things that me and you talk about all the time. That now I really enjoy it, because now it's like all of a sudden you're at a camp, and these head guys and these trainers, like, that are all wearing USA basketball stuff, whatever, they're telling you the same stuff that I'm pretty sure that these kids are probably hearing at home at some point, right? And so now it hits differently.
Yeah.
Because then we get into the car, and Aylen was just like, he was just like, I got to work on being a better leader and more vocal. Like, and I like, you know what? Right there is that's worth
the experience.
Money. Yeah. That's worth all the money to pay to go over there just for that.
Right.
Because now you have bought into the message that, that me and your mom consistently try to push, and that I know that you hear from other people. But for whatever reason, if it takes us to go to Arizona for you to hear it from somebody else to just get it to where it sinks in, shit, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm there.
Yeah.
So they were that. They talked to the kids about AAU basketball versus high school basketball. Like they had a nice session, which is like the one that I wish that they would have let the parents be in, is that they did a nice little like 25, 30-minute like section, like where they talked to the kids in like the classroom about the NIL stuff. And I thought that would have been really nice for the parents.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm kind of in the dark on some of that. Again, not that I'm looking at that right now, but it's nice to be informed about choices and opportunities and things of that nature.
Absolutely.
As it pertains to your kid, like when they get older and stuff, So that was probably like the only one that I wish that like they would have allowed the parents to come to. But Aylen, like after that first day, like he was dead. He was dead ass tired. Like we got home at like 6 o'clock, and he was like, Dad, I'm gonna eat and I'm gonna go lay down. Like he was done. Because again, like it's just like every drill is, or everything that they're doing is like high pace. There's no parents, there's no nothing. So it's like you're like, oh shit, like I got to go get after it. You know what I mean? Like I just have to. Like there's no choice about that.
Well, you got to think about even that, like even like on court stuff, and then like you said, they transfer into the classroom and they're doing videos and stuff. It's a lot of mental exercises going on, which these kids probably aren't used to. It's just not. So that wears them down even more. Mm-hmm. So
and especially because it's like you go and do something, then you go and sit down.
Right.
And then now, so all of a sudden, it's like it's two different ones. Like, so like physically, you got to be engaged when you're like getting up and down the floor and doing this. And then now mentally, you got to be even more engaged in the physical standpoint when you're sitting there watching. So talk about exhaustion at 12 years old, having to do all of that shit from 8 o'clock till about 5 o'clock. Like, you know what I mean? Like just trying to keep yourself alert for the whole entire time, because shit, I don't know about how you were at 12, but like, I would have probably been from 8 to 12 and would have been fine. That whole afternoon, I'd have been like, oh wait, what? No, you know what I mean?
Right. You better give me a sugar. What was that powder stuff that we used to eat out the thing?
Lucas Salt, or you trying to get some Pop Rocks? Or you trying to get something like just
Pop Rocks?
Something, some Smarties. I got to, or some Fun Dip. I gotta put some sugar in. Put some sugar into myself right there too. But so like the first day was really good, and then like the second day was like they had a really good section where they talked to the parents, and I really enjoyed this too, because I think that this can really kind of segue into what we were going to talk about high school stuff. And so I'll bring it up now, but then let's make sure that we kind of revisit it. Is that they had, so they've got like the youth head guys that like run the entire thing that are there, and they only do 3 camps about this the whole entire year, right? They do one in Arizona, they do one in Nebraska, and then they do one in Pennsylvania. Like that's it. So it's not like that these are all floating around everywhere. Like it's like 3 camps that like they do all year for like USA basketball, right? And so they were kind of doing this, they were doing this this little talk to like all the parents on Sunday morning about like the importance of, kind of like not being burned out, and like what are ways that like you can not be burned out, because that's one of the things there, right? Because of because of this emergence of social media and everybody trying to put their stuff out there in rankings and all these other different things or whatever, like that can have a tendency to burn a kid out. Maybe not from the physical standpoint, but from the mental standpoint, having to think about that shit. You know what I mean? Like putting that weight on your shoulders all the time to be like, oh shit, if I don't play good in this one, I'm not going to get ranked. But in reality, none of that shit really matters.
None of
like
that
it don't matter right now. At 12, at 13, at 14, at 15, it's like it doesn't matter about the rankings, right? So what they were talking about was that like as far as the playing part goes, which I was really, really excited about this. And I was glad that Aylen was able to hear this as well there too, because we've kind of taken this role when it comes to it, is that like we've been focusing more this year with Aylen just on the training side and not on the game side.
On the game
like,
side,
you're gonna like percentage wise, I'd probably say it'd be about more on like the 75% training part and only 25% games. Because like I'm not worried about him playing games right now. I'm worried about him working on his skill. And then now it's like, okay, can we go and apply what we've been working on in a game setting for a weekend where you get 4 or 5 games or whatever? Okay, now we got film, we can watch it, we can dissect it, let's go see it, and then get back to the lab and then kind of keep working on stuff. And so when they said that, I was really excited about that because it was, because now again, you're hearing messages that, that if it just comes from mom and dad, it's like, oh, they don't want to take us to tournaments, or he don't want me to play. Like, you know what I mean? Like whatever goes on in the kid's mind at that time is going on. But now you got a dude that's got USA basketball on his shirt. And he's like the head guy that runs all the youth and there's all stuff. Now, so when they say, you're like, oh shit. Okay. Like, you know what I mean? So like, I really appreciate the fact that they were that, because I really think that, especially on the younger side, that needs to be more the focal points. Like kids,
I do too. Like, I absolutely agree.
They're just playing basketball, and all they're doing when they play basketball, if they're not having somebody who can work with them, or if they don't have an engaged parent, or if they don't have a really good program, or like whatever, you're just enforcing bad habits.
100%.
You know what I mean? And so like that's the part too. But I mean, all in all, like I liked it. I got a chance to watch him play against other kids that were, just like in like the nation, like, and they're all good basketball players. And he, he did well. Like, I mean, like they only let you play 2 games. So it's not even like a whole thing about like, like this is about playing, because it wasn't. It was about like teaching these kids how to play, teaching these kids how to be great leaders, teaching them like all these other things that I think sometimes can get lost in some of these other ones, because
you're just playing tournaments.
A camp like EBC or something like that, I am okay with those ones there too, because if you got a goal, or if you want to go out there and then go show out, those are the camps that you go to. You know what I mean? Top 5 is, if you want to do that, if you're trying to be king of the court, if you're trying to be MVP, like that's what those ones are for, and that's fine. You know what I mean? But these ones, but I think that there's a balance that kids maybe want to have there too, where you're getting the importance of the team side, the importance of this, the importance of the leadership, like watching film on what does body language look like,
communication,
having like a round table discussion with coaches and then like other players to kind of just say things. Like I do think that that's important for the development and the growth of the kid as well there too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's
I agree 100%, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. So I mean, like, so we came back feeling like I felt like really good about the camp. I'm glad that we made the investment in it. Like he's all happy about it. He's wearing his, and they get you a little gear, which is not, I don't care about that, but he likes it, so he's wearing his little USA gold basketball shorts everywhere he go. He won't take them off. Now I'm like, hey, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like whatever serves the purpose for you. And if it did that, then I'm fine with it. So
if it reinforces a message or reminds him of a message, I mean, that's all you could ask for.
And then also what I've seen there too, I have noticed just a slight difference in kind of like a focus in him in the gym, like a little bit more of awareness of things that he's got to do, less complaining about certain things that are being asked of him. Like, and again, it's only been a week, but you can see changes quick if the kids buy into things. And so it's just kind of nice to, it's just kind of nice to see that. So going into the summer, I think that's going to be a really good thing for him, just trying to figure some things out about himself. So
good for you, Aylen, man. I'm glad you had a good time. Shout out to you, Aylen.
Yes, sir.
And you're going to take them shorts off at some point, because they're going to get stinky as shit. And they got to want to smell your ass, bro. I mean, come on, nephew. You gotta wash them at some point. Nephew. You gotta come out them shorts at some point, dog. Nah, that's cool, man. That's cool.
Yes.
I mean, to segue into the next topic and
the high school. Yeah, this is perfect.
It's summertime, right? Mm-hmm. And we say high school, but I think this relates to every player. Kids are out of school now, and it's that summertime where, you got all this free time, and and I encourage kids to enjoy their time. Like our kids, they just chilling. They get in the pool, they'll go work out, they're playing video games, all that stuff. But I wanted to get your perspective on, and just maybe just have a back and forth on some of the things that you think are important for kids, whether it be middle school, like our kids are going into middle school, or high school kids, as to like what do you think are the important things for kids to work on? And I'm not talking about games, because like games that's a whole different thing. Like just from an individual standpoint, what do you think some of the focus should be on?
I think some of the I like the first thing that comes to mind is, which I don't know, might sound crazy or not, is sleep. I think that's the first thing that comes to mind there too, just because because I mean, like, you think about the wear and tear of the entire school year, and especially if your kids are active. You know what I mean? If they're active, and I mean, like, whether or not that you've got like a hard academic load, or if you got sports that you're doing afterwards, or kind of just like whatever it is that you're doing, like waking up every morning and leaving the house at 8 o'clock to get to school at 8:30, to be gone all day long, and then not getting back until like 5 o'clock, and then maybe you got to practice from 6 to 8. You're gone for like 12 hours out of the day, right? And then you've got to repeat that cycle damn near for 9 months. Like, if you know what I mean? Like, with the exception of your Thanksgivings and your Christmases and things like that. But but in Arizona, I think it's a little bit different, because you guys have like 2-week breaks, like here and there and stuff, or whatever. But still, it's still taxing.
Yes.
Like, kid's body, especially at that age there too. So like the thing that we try to do, especially in like the summertime, is that like let's just take Aylen for example. Like, it's like you've got to get 8 to 10 hours of sleep every night. Like, you got to. Like, I don't mind him playing video games. I don't mind him hanging out and doing all that stuff. They're right. Like, I get it. But you've also got to, because that's the only way that your body can grow and it can rest. And it's just like, if you want to try to, whatever it is that you're going after, I think that like LeBron James could be the master class in this there, right? About how somebody who has played the game for as long as he has, nearing the age where he's going to near, and still being able to play at that super high level, like,
he's ultra hyper focused on his body.
If nothing else, that needs to be applauded, and there's so much shit that you can learn just on being able to take care of the body on that. Right now, with that comes, because you've heard him talk about it, with that comes the sacrifices and things like this. I don't get a chance to see my kids as much and don't do things, but there's something that he's chasing after, and like, obviously that like he's not done. But for the kids, like, it's like the sleep part is the most important part. The sleep, and like no, I'm just saying, like, that's got to be the most important.
I absolutely agree with you, and honestly, that wasn't the first one I thought you was going to say, but to your credit, I actually 100% agree with you, like 100%. And I've heard from a couple parents just here in our area that I know of one parent, and I don't want to name names, but her son is a
I know exactly what you're talking about there too. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, no, trust me, we've had talks about it too. No, and see,
she told me one time, she's like 12 to 14 hours of sleep
when it comes to that there too, and
she's not playing, which is, I mean, when you hear that, you like, I don't want them in the bed all day, but when you break it down like the way you said it, it is super important. Like you say, it helps with the revitalization of the body. It helps with the growth. It helps with all that and make up for the time that they haven't had throughout the school year. So I'll give you props on that. Again, you surprised me with that one, but that's a really good one. That's a really good point. I like the fact that you started with that.
All right, then. So then, like, what you got then? What's another?
I was gonna go into more on the court stuff or off the court physical stuff, but I still think your point is valid. Number one,
well, no, that's right. I think that these are all going to be good points right there too. I don't think that you can have one without the other one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no. And so my thing, and I'll hit one. Let's go on the court. To me, one of the biggest things I think kids should work on in the summertime is ball handling. I think that kids, regardless of your size, regardless if you are 6'10" or you are 5'8", like if you can handle the ball comfortably in any situation, like I think that makes you one, more comfortable being on the court. Two, it makes you more versatile. Like you can play any position, right? And it just brings, I think being able to have that thing on a string, like your shirt says, ball on a string. I just feel like that just it lends to so much more confidence.
Right. I was waiting for you to say that one right there too, because with that there too, and I'm glad that you said ball handling, because I think that, and I don't know how it is there, but I think that, and I don't know if it's a smaller community versus bigger community or just the mindset or like whatever. There's a difference between dribbling the basketball and handling the basketball.
Yes.
There's a big difference between the two, right? You know what I mean? Dribble just shows that you understand that if I push the ball down, it's going to come back up. And if I keep doing that repetitively, then I can dribble the ball there, right? Like, you know what I mean? So like being able to do it once or twice and then being able to jump stop and then pass to somebody else that can handle the ball, like that's smart for a person that can dribble the ball. It's different from handling. Handling means like I can go somewhere with this.
I can be effective with it.
I've been putting in work. Like I can take the pressure on. Like, you know what I mean? Yes. Like I have no problem with waiting for the double to come, because I know that once you flash to the middle, if I can just bait these guys to coming long enough, then we can get it to you. And then now we can turn and go to two. Like being able to handle is so much more. It's crazy to me because there's not a lot, but I don't, again, and I'm only speaking on my area. I don't think that people understand the importance of being able to handle the basketball. Like I can't tell you like how many times like I've watched games where these teams, and again, now then hold on, like let's put this on the kids or the two, because they're not working on this stuff, right? Because they're not working on ball handling and like they're not developing that confidence in the masses that I really feel like that they probably should. Because if you got more guys that can handle the ball, then that makes your team more dangerous, because you don't have to rely on just the one creator. You got guys that can do something. Now all of a sudden the defense is like, shit, we don't even know how to guard these guys. How do you guard a team where they got four guys that can all put the ball on the ground and 3 out of those 4 can all shoot it, and then you got a big that can rebound? Like now all of a sudden you're like, what, you know what I mean? You don't know where the punch is coming from.
Right.
But if you can't handle the ball, then what happens is, and again, like I learned this long time ago when I used to do advantage basketball camps, and this is one of the things that they had talked about that I loved back in the days, that they talked about, if you can't handle the ball, then really you make yourself a one-dimensional player, because all you can do is one thing, right? So like if you're a guy that can just shoot, but you can't handle the ball, then you're really relying on somebody else to create a shot for you.
Create a shot for you. Oh, 100%.
Create it for yourself. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, wait a minute. You know what I mean? So being able to handle the ball, or at least have the confidence to know I can get into the paint, and then being able to have patience once I get there and then play is, I mean, shit, that's monumental for like the youth going into high school. Because if not, then what happens? Then you get pigeonholed into just doing one thing. Not only do you get pigeonholed, but like think about this from a schematic standpoint right there. Now the coach can't run whatever that they really want to run. Now you got to try to figure out these pattern offenses, because these kids have these deficiencies that they're, you know what I mean? Like, and so now when you're like, and so now people are bringing back shuffle, and you're bringing back these flex actions, and everybody's trying to run these like high post pinch rub like things or whatever. Do you know why that you got to run that? Because you don't got creators. You don't got guys.
No creators. You
don't got to can put it on the ground. And again, this is no offense to that. I understand why you're running the offense. I understand it. But my argument is, kids, if you get in the gym and work on it, because here's the deal. Like let me just back up real quick. You ever like been like talking to a kid after a game, right? You know, whether or not it's your kid that's on your team over at Castile or just somebody else, right? And then they'll come up this and then it's like, man, coach won't let me play my game. Like, you know what I mean? Like you hear that. At least like I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like you hear, coach won't let me play my game. He won't let me do this. He won't let me do that. Okay, my thing to you is that like, well, what are you showing him at practice? That is going to like have him have confidence in you to be able to do it. Like it's a double-edged sword, but it cuts both ways. But you can't just swing on your side without bringing that shit back to the other side.
No, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So it's like, what are you supposed to do on that? Like if you don't handle, and you haven't shown the coach that you can handle that pressure, well,
you're a liability. You're a liability.
Right. Then what are you supposed to do?
Facts. Yeah. It's absolutely true. And I think nowadays with the game going the way it is, you see a lot of teams running these. They're trying to run a lot more fluid offenses where the ball's moving, you're going 3 sides on offense.
Right.
It makes it harder to guard. And the best teams that do that have 3 to 4 guys on the floor at one time that can handle that thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you might have a 5 out there that's dedicated to rim running or catching lobs, or if you're lucky enough to have a Zach Edey that you can just throw the ball.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Right. Yeah. But most of us don't have that. Right.
No. And most teams are looking for agile, athletic, skilled bigs that can just flow outside, inside and out. Right. And so, yeah, I mean, the ball handling aspect is so important. And I think in my talks with different coaches, right, like I think more coaches are getting annoyed that they have to run so many sets or so many crazy actions just to try to create shots, right? And then and the thing about that is that you got to almost run it perfect.
Just to create the shot. Just to create the shot. It had you can't be off on this, or you can't be that, because you have a guy that can create a shot right there. So that's the hard part there too. Because then what happens is then you start watching the games, and I don't know about you, but it's just like when those games are played in the 30s and 40s, that's some boring ass basketball.
It's boring.
I'm just really y'all are varsity players. Y'all are the best of the best at your school, and you guys can get 10 points a game. I mean,
a quarter.
That's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you think about 10 points a quarter is 5 layups.
Right.
It's 3 threes and a free throw. Like it's not hard.
It's not hard
to do that. Like, that's 2 layups and 2 threes every quarter. Like, I mean, it's like, if you think about it, and like, you've got to start running things just like you said, it's got to be perfect just to get shots off. But then it's always fun there too, because when you do see the teams that can do stuff, and then again, just real quick, and then we'll make sure that we bring this back to the high school. And like, I know we're going to talk about the NBA finals, but if you watch a team like the Mavericks, like, they've got 2 guys that can handle the basketball
and get anywhere they want.
Any way they want. And Minnesota had no answer for him. And one of them might be the best ball handler, creator, and then get to the basket ever in Kyrie. And one of them might be one of the slower guys to ever be able to get shots off whenever he wants to. And they still can get wherever it is that they want to.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not watching the game and understanding that if you can handle the ball and really handle it, that makes you a threat. Look at Luka and Kyrie at the same time, and then tell me that that's not where this game is going.
Yep.
I'm just saying, that's just like where it's going. But anyways, we'll get back to the finals in a second. But that part just made me think about that. But again, so kind of just like what we're talking about. So other things there too. So like,
by the way, hold on, I gotta take a drink. But this is brought to you by Topo Chico. Hey, Topo Chico, if you're out there, you want to sponsor the program, you go right on ahead. This is Topo Chico ranch water. You know what I'm saying? I can do commercials and all that. You know what I'm saying? Hardwoodknuckleheads@gmail.com. Hit us up, dog. Hit us up.
He said Topo Chico.
I'm on my summertime grind, y'all.
That man said Topo Chico.
Shit.
So like, one of the things that the kids need to work on there too is that I'm a real big proponent on, like, whatever that your weaknesses were during like the season, like, we got to work on those first before you do anything else, right? So like, if you're a kid that struggled going left, couldn't finish going left, guess what a majority of your workout should be the entire summer?
Right.
Because it's not like that you're going to lose going to the right, because you're always going to want to defer to go to that side.
That's natural.
Exactly right. So like, you need to go and then work on, like, find 3 things about your game that wasn't good, and you got to hit those ones first before you do anything else, right? You know what I mean? So again, finding like your deficiencies, and then like, I'm also a big proponent of film, watching film and like studying yourself. But then starting to study how teams are starting to react and try to guard you. And so that way that you can be, because again, like, as much as the game is played here on the court with the handle, like, you still got to play it here. Right. You know what I mean? Like, you can't play it there. Like, you got to think about the game. You got to watch the game and watch yourself before, you know what I mean? Like, knowing that there's certain tendencies that people are going to do against you, whether that's from the offensive side or for the defensive side. And if you can remember those, that's always going to give you a little bit more of an edge when it comes to, trying to like maneuver or trying to figure out how to do it there. So like, and the one thing though about this though, I love the film part, because and I mean, you've heard this before because Adrian used to say this shit all the time. Film doesn't what?
Don't lie. It don't lie.
It don't lie. So when you tell me that you were going as hard as you can, and I'm watching you take that baseball home run trot all the way down the court, talking about you sprinting your ass off, I'm like, that ain't no sprint.
No.
When you tell me that, I couldn't get that rebound, I'm like, no, because you didn't box him out. And you say, yeah, I did. I'm like, no, you didn't. Like, you know what I mean?
And I can show you.
Yeah, I can show you, and then we can run it back, and then I can go forward, and I can go backwards, and like I can keep showing that to you because, again, I think a lot of times there too, and again, like with the film is understanding how to watch film.
Yes.
Kids, like, and again, I mean, like I'm only saying kids because I know how I was when I was growing up there, right?
Mm-hmm.
My dad would film games. And like we would go home and then like watch the game, and all I wanted to do was watch the parts where I was like, "Oh shit,
I got a bucket."
You know, like if you cross somebody up and got a jumper, I just want to rewind and watch. Like you know what I mean? Like I want to do that. Or if I got a dunk, I want to do it. Now, like, but the times where I was too dog ass tired and like I couldn't get my shot off like I needed to, I'm not watching that. I'm not studying how I was not able to do that. Every time that I got double teamed when I went left and I put the ball above my head and then they trapped me and then I turned the ball over because I couldn't go through them now because I was here. Like those were things that like I wish that I would have known about myself and then, you know, like to be better because again, think about it. If it's on film, that means all it takes is for somebody to get access to that film, and then now they're going to figure out what they can do to frustrate you. And then you know what I mean. So it's just like learning how to watch film and understanding, that like we're always trying to get better.
Dude, I love it. I love it.
You know what I'm saying? Like that one, and then also like the conditioning part. Like if you're not running and if you're not trying to be in shape there too, because again, that's like a big thing is there, right? Because in the summertime, I mean, you know how it is. Summertime, they go to these summer games or whatever. You might play 1 or 2 games, and then it's just like a lot of kids for some reason they'll think that that's all that they need to do. I play those 2 games today, and like that's it. Okay, let's think about this. You did a 40-minute game with running clock, so you probably played about 20 minutes each game,
right?
And you probably did, and like you weren't in for just 20 straight minutes. 5 here, 6 there, 5 here, 4 there. And who knows how you're playing. And like, if you're not dog ass tired there at the end of the game, then that means that there's still some energy, you know what I'm saying, that you got that you can spend out there. Like, I mean, how many times do you see this there too? Like, okay, so take Isaiah's team. How many times like you see them like, during like a game there, right? Where like they're just playing and like the games is going back and forth. And I mean, you got all of them out there. You know what I mean? Like everybody's running their sprint, they're running sprint. And as soon as the game over, there's like, hey, let's go to the pool.
Right.
Oh, so you like, you know what I'm saying?
You still got energy left. You still got energy left.
Right. Yes. So you're not as tired as you think it is. You just don't want to do this anymore.
Well, and even further on that point, and I tell Amari this, Jen tells Amari this, but like, and we used to, our coaches when we growing up tell us this. How many players you see nowadays actually go so hard in the game that they are asking coach, take me out or to give them a head tap. You
don't even see the head tap no more. You don't even see it anymore. They want to stay in the game.
So they taking breaks. You know what I mean? And that means you ain't in condition to just go hard. Right. And just do your job hard enough to where you are spent. And then you're like, hey coach, I need a 30-second blow. I need a minute blow. You know what I mean? And then I'll get back in there. Right. And that's the conditioning part. Like,
because you should want to do that, because if you go that hard to make yourself exhausted, then you're constantly pushing through a ceiling, and you're now creating a next level for your conditioning.
Absolutely.
Every time that you get here and you're like, man, and then you stop, like, you know what I mean? You keep doing this one and you never bust through the ceiling.
Right.
So you know what I mean? Because I mean, like Aylen does that shit sometimes at 2 against. I'm like, and then like I'll take him out. He'd be like, why you take me out? Because you ain't run up and down the floor. What you talking about?
What you talking about?
You look exhausted. Oh, I'm fine. Really? Because this ain't a jogging match. Like, we gotta get him down the floor.
You missed that weak side rotation on defense. You wasn't where you're supposed to be. Like, you didn't close out. You didn't block out. It all.
Oh, and that's and that shit'll get him so mad. Like 2 weekends ago. That's funny that you brought that up. 2 weekends ago, we're playing in that JV tournament that's over in a Tri-City. So shot goes up. Aylen doesn't box the guy out, right? And the guy like gets the rebound, right? Which is okay. You know what? If it happens one time, you can kind of be like, whatever. But again, my whole thing is that like, don't compound a mistake with another mistake because you're not being engaged in what's going on, because you're really hurting the team that's out there. because they're relying on you to do what you're supposed to do, just like they're supposed to do. So, like, if you got 4 guys out of 5 that are like doing their job, then it makes it a 5-on-4 game. And if it's a 5-on-4, that means that there's going to be certain times where the advantage is going to go to the 5, right? So the shot goes up and he doesn't get the rebound there, right? It wasn't that he needed to like get the rebound, but if you'd have boxed him out, he doesn't get the rebound. And then who knows what happens? Now it becomes a 50-50 ball for anybody that's right there. And then now we get a chance to get it there, right? So he doesn't get the rebound. And then like they score, right? So then they score. Then like we're pushing the basketball up and he throws the ball ahead. Or no, he don't throw it ahead. He starts dribbling too much because why? Because he just gave up the rebound. So now he's trying to get it back on the offensive side. Now he's doing too much. Then he gets picked. Or no, he didn't get picked. He threw the ball away and it was a turnover. And then like they go down to go and score. And like he could have sprinted back to a charge else to try to wall up at the end and do it. And he doesn't do it. So then, like, they get the ball. And then so after that, I'm like, hey, go sub in for Aylen, right? And so I don't know if he heard me say sub, but the next 2 times down, he hits 2 shots. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. Get your ass out. No. You don't get to make it up. Now, no. You're gonna miss the box out. Then you're gonna turn over and then not get ball. Stop. Man, sit your ass down. Sit your ass down. Like, no, we're not gonna do that at all. No, absolutely, we're not doing that at all. So
y'all out there, you kids out there listening. And I appreciate we do have a lot of young kids that tune into the show.
Yeah, they do.
There you go. That's 5 little things y'all should be working on during the summer. Ball handling, attacking your deficiencies, film, and conditioning. You got to hit those, man. It's important. It's important. It'll make you a better player heading into the next year. So get on it. Do it.
Get on that.
And be focused and be strategic about how you attack every one of those.
Absolutely. Hey, let me ask you one real quick before we get on to the NBA Finals or two, because you're a high school coach. Because you're a high school coach there too. Because it's like there's been the wave like this last. I don't know when it started, but there's been this wave. I'm gonna try to go back to maybe COVID time. Okay. Maybe it was before that, but I just wasn't paying attention. This whole like. And again, I think it started with baseball, right? It started with what was the one baseball movie that was out there that had Moneyball, right? Where they started to play the analytical side of baseball versus like anything else, and then they almost messed around and got to where that they're supposed to get. And I think that. And again, I don't know if that's it, but that's the first time that I ever really heard of like this like really super like let's really get into this analytical approach to like the game to save money for this or that or whatever. But just like the numbers part, right? Yeah. So, what is your take and what's your stance on the analytical side of basketball, and really when it pertains to, because I hear this a lot. I hear it so often about like the only shots that we're gonna take are the ones that are good. Like, and I see your head, so I think it's like where I'm going with this is that like it's gonna be we're shooting wide open threes and we're shooting layups. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm gonna let you talk on it because I just like I don't want to keep going, but I'm gonna let you so then like where are you at? So like is that a thing? So like, the question is, so for you guys for over at Castile and for like. You guys put an emphasis on that. Is that an emphasis that you guys do? Is that something that you guys talk about, that you guys push on your players? And if not, why? And if so, why?
It's not something that we are super focused on. No. I think one, and I it cracks me up when high school coaches do it because one, high school is a revolving door. So every year you got a different team, right? It's not like you're not bringing the same set of players back, right? And so it's cool to have that approach in mind. I don't really get mad at the approach if that's what you want to do, because we've seen it work, on the college level and even in the pros to some extent, right? But at the high school level, I don't think it's the appropriate way to go, because one, you're trying to pigeonhole kids into being something that they're not, right? So there's that. Two, I think it lends to kids not playing the right way. And when I say that is you're making kids try to make decisions and then shoot shots where they shouldn't be shooting, right? Because again, we just talked about stuff the kids should be working on. We didn't even mention shooting, but like how many I know even at Castile, like we harp on you need to get in the gym and work on your shot. Kids ain't doing that. They got too many distractions. So how many on a high school team of maybe 10 to 12 kids, how many of them are actually knockdown shooters? Maybe 2, maybe. Right?
And that's a big maybe. Right.
That's
maybe.
a big maybe. Now,
that's a maybe though.
I'm gonna pause this real quick. Because I've seen this work. We played our first summer league game on Tuesday and got smacked. Well, we didn't get smacked. We lost to Valley Christian. Shout out to Coach Hogsma. He's won 9 state titles. He's got a system in with kids right now where that's what they're doing. He even told me after the game, he says, we're going to shoot 33s a game. And we're trying to get 30. We're trying to get threes and layups. And they did it against us. I swear they hit 20. It was crazy. And they shot that thing. That's cool.
But they, okay, go ahead. Yeah. Keep going.
But not every team is built like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And yeah, they beat us. It was an 8-point game. Right. But like, there's so many factors. Like if you miss 5 shots in a row, the game is different. You know what I mean? Like, so on that night, we're able to make shots. And he even said this. He goes, some nights we may make
facts.
Right. And so I at the high school level,
staying consistent to what it is that they're going to do. So like you can have some respect for that there. Right.
Yes.
Because they're doing that. Right.
Yes. But I think that telling a kid that you can't get into the paint and shoot a pull-up jumper is just dumb. I just don't agree with it.
Right.
Because if you got a kid that is super, and I'll use Amari as an example. Amari, he's a 3-level scorer.
Right.
But one of his best attributes is being able to get into that mid-range and at 6'6".
And being able to elevate and knock it down. Right.
And because of that, he gets in the middle into the paint areas and teams collapse, and then he's able to make plays.
Right.
He's making easier shots for everybody else.
Exactly right. A creator. Exactly right.
So I at the high school level, I'm not a fan of the whole analytics. I just don't think it works. I mean, and I can absolutely see at some of the higher levels where that works, but I just don't think I think that, and I actually feel like a lot of college coaches are starting to figure this out too, because we saw it play out in the last NCAA tournament. Like you have teams that want to play like that, and cool, it's going to get you so far. But if you miss shots and then you have a team that is going to make you work offensively on the defensive end,
on the defense side,
and then every shot you take from then on, if heaven forbid you get behind in the game, every shot from then on is a freaking pressure.
It's a 7-point shot. It's a 10-point shot. It's a 15-point shot, which again, those don't exist. But that's the pressure that you're putting on it when you do that.
I believe in, especially at the youth level, at the high school level, teach them to play the right way, make the right play, get in the gaps, but just do the right thing once you get in the gaps.
I mean, like if you just made it just so much more simpler for them to do it, I think that you would be able to see that like your kids are growing. But I think that, I mean, I don't know, at least like when I coached, like when I had my teams, my AAU teams, like in like the past or whatever, I wanted to be able to get to the point where ultimately I didn't have to coach them in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like you want to, like, I mean, like you want to work so much in your skill development trainings and your practices off the court or whatever, that once you got into the game, y'all don't need me to be there.
No.
Like you guys can do this because these are things that we have worked on. So like I was never and then again, that's why like this whole like analytical approach, like I'm kind of like, I don't want to say that I'm 100% against it. I'm just kind of trying to understand like why you think that benefits kids that are at. And again, there are two things about this too. You're talking about kids that are 14 years old, 15 years old, 16 years old, that are still very, very impressionable, that are still like, I want the coach to like me, that are still like, I need to do these things. Like, you know what I mean? So there's already that pressure for them to feel like that they have to perform this certain kind of way for you anyway. Now on top of it, you're saying, hey, look, anything inside this 3-point line that's not inside the paint, you can't shoot that.
Right.
And then now you're just like, but wait a minute, like that's where I get my money. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and again, I'm not going to drop a name, but I had a conversation with the guy earlier today. a former NBA player, because I was asking him about this, and I was like, what are your thoughts on this? Like, because like I struggle with it because like right now and again, I'll just use my son. Like right now for Aylen, like that's where he gets a majority of his action at right there.
Yep.
It's because he's starting to realize, you know what, I'm a little bit longer. I can get to this spot and I can elevate and I can do that. But then not only does that happen, but here's what happens after that. If you know that you can get the mid-range going, then you're like, shit, I'm only one more dribble from the paint. Then all of a sudden you start exploring about what the paint is. And then if you start hitting baskets, you know as well as I do that when a shooter or when a guy starts making baskets, that basket goes from here to here. And then now all of a sudden when the three goes up, he's like, oh shit, that feels really good. So then now you're scoring on all those levels like you're, you know what I mean? Like you're talking about, like the 3-level score. And the one thing that he said to me was, and I'd never heard this reference before, and I was so glad that he said it because I was like, holy shit. Like that makes so much sense. He was just like, the mid-range is, think about your jab in boxing. Think about jab. Why do you have the jab?
Softening people up. You just soften them up.
Yeah, you just keep them off until you're ready to kind of make a move. And I was like, I never heard that before. And it made so much damn sense when he said it. And I was just like, wow. You know what I mean? Like just like that. It just makes so much sense. And so and then again, not that I've been against it because again, you make players only be able to play a certain kind of way right there, right? So again, like it's like, we're all threes or all layups. Okay, I'm fine with you being all threes, all layups, but here's my problem, right? If we are going to talk the analytics, because when you're talking analytics, you're talking percentages, right? If as a team you only shoot 20% from the 3-point line, then what the hell are you doing casting shots up?
Exactly.
Like, that's my beef with it. It's like, come on, man, make it make sense. If you as a team can only make 2 out of 10, maybe
you shouldn't be shooting them. You shouldn't be shooting them.
Right. And then again, but then it's just like if it's threes and layups, right? If it's threes and layups, what if you got guys that can't finish at the basket because they don't like contact? You've seen those guys. They go to the basket, and as soon as somebody challenges them, what do? They double clutch. They fade away. You're jumping away from the basket, trying to fall down, jumping off of one leg, hoping that the ref's going to give them a foul call when they didn't go do any contact. And then now you got guys that don't want to go to the basket. And I'm not knocking. And again, I'm only knocking the approach because it's like, okay, what happens when that part's not working? When obviously as a team you can't shoot, and as a team you got other guys that can make stuff on the the 15 to 17 feet. Like, why is that such a bad shot to take?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then on top of that, like you got to think about it like this. And again, I'm applying this to the youth and high school level.
Right.
How many kids are mentally mature enough for that?
Facts.
And then we all of us from our age, I mean, maybe a little bit younger than us, have been complaining for the last several years about the level of basketball IQ decreasing.
Right.
So
now we're going to throw on some more structure and more rules. Like, no, you can't do this. What do you think is going to happen to their IQ? Oh shit. Now I really can't do any of this.
And it's almost like some coaches or programs, they use that as, it's almost like their excuses, like, well, our kids don't have basketball IQ, so we're simplifying things. Nah.
That's not simplifying. That's actually making it more complicated for them because you're putting too many shackles on them.
Yep. And it's almost they're used for they're trying to use it as a justification.
Right.
For wanting to implement this style because everybody's doing it. Bro, just because everybody's doing it don't make it right.
Right. You know I mean, just like think about like when you just get like the on-ball screen and you turn the corner and like you're 1-2 dribbles and you're right there at the free throw line.
Right.
But you can't shoot it because your coach has told you that that's a bad shot.
Yes.
So then now an open shot that was right there because if this was you at the free throw line, you're going to knock that down. But I can't take it as a jumper in the game.
Yep. That mature thing right there, that brain starts overthinking, and then what you end up
then what happens? Now they back out, and then they start doing this shit, and then they throw the ball away.
Yep.
And then now they're just like, I can't, like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't play. Like, it's so, that part is just so hard right there. Like, that's the part is like, we got it, like there has to be a little bit, and I don't know if it's a learning curve, or I don't know if it's this, like, okay, so even like at Whitman, like, I think that for a majority of us, like we were kind of like, hey, we're going to shoot threes and like we're going to shoot layups, but we had a couple guys that could get that shit and get that mid-range whenever they wanted. Joey Hewitt could break a guy off and he can get a mid-range whenever he wanted. Darnay Duckett could get to could pull up 14, 15 feet and then knock it down. But what that does is that if you've got all that different scoring, teams can't prepare for you like they
can't. They don't know where it's coming from. They don't know where it's coming from.
Like if all that they're going to do is do two things, like, I mean, if I know that a team is all that they're going to do is just shoot threes and layups, I'm overplaying everything on the three. And you know what? Backdoor, and we're just going to work on shell drill, take charges for like that whole week. And then just work on the rotation. Because here's the deal. Like if we take away the three and make you have to shoot layups at the basket for the whole entire time, sooner or later, you're not going to do that because you don't even finish at the basket well. So we start taking charges. Now all of a sudden you don't even want to take that layup. So then you're just going to keep passing. The shot clock's going to go down. Now that's going to be advantage us defensively. You're going to be shooting contested threes versus the wide open ones that you want because we know that all you want to do is just shoot the three. Like, man, like, I don't know. It just, that part just that frustrates me, man. It just,
I hear you. I hear you, man. I hear you.
So, yeah.
Yep. Well, our last segment of the day. Here we go. We got a few more minutes left, and we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. This NBA Finals matchup, man. What you thinking, man? First off, before we even get into that, okay, we gotta go back to this damn holy Jarvis, the damn Eastern Conference Finals. Because I don't think I said this. I tweeted this out. I don't think I've ever seen a team blow what should have been a 3-1 series lead.
Oh my God. Like it's almost like they didn't want to go to the finals.
Like, what are we doing?
3 games though, they like right there at the end, and then Boston just snapped around and they just like
they fell into a
win. They fell into it. Like it's just like, oh shit, oh damn. Wait, what?
We won. We won.
Yeah, just so like I mean, it was like the last one that they had. The last one that they had, I can't remember, but I think Indiana was up like 9 or 10 late, and I'm like, oh shit, it's over. I left and came back, and Drew Holiday got a steal. I said, what the hell just happened?
Yeah,
like it was just, I mean, like
just crazy stuff. Like
so then there's 2 ways to look at that, right? So one on Indiana's side, probably with the exception of Siakam, right, because he was on like the Raptors team when they won with like Kawhi Leonard, Van Fleet, all those guys, are right. So. Yeah. Besides that, that's the only I think that's the only veteran guy that they got, right? And then as far as veteran, like really deep into the playoffs, veteran.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Right? I mean, so because you got Halliburton is kind of fairly young, you got Nembhard, who I really like watching him play. I don't know why he. Yeah, anyways, whatever. Just pull it. Like I don't understand. Like what you. I mean, yeah. So I mean, there's that, and then on the other side. Like Boston's been to the finals, right? We forget that pretty much this same Boston team without Drew Holiday and then without Kristaps, but it doesn't matter because he really hasn't been a factor because he hasn't played, right? So you can really take Porzingis out of it, and this pretty much been the same team that lost to Golden State a couple years ago,
right?
With the same coach with this, and so they've been battle tested.
They've been there,
but. It's kind of one of those ones where it's just like, did the Celtics win or did the Pacers lose those games? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, so it's like, because you're what? I mean, I like this game, like this series should still be playing right now.
Oh man, it's because
Indiana, I feel like that Indiana, like it was like how does something work in a 48-minute game? How does it work for 47 minutes and 30 seconds and then the last 30 seconds? Like, how does that happen? Like, it's like, what? Like, oh, that was crazy.
I just couldn't believe it. I was dumbfounded by it, man.
Like game, what was it? It was the first game back in Indiana in like game 3 when they didn't have Halliburton. Like they got up by 18-20. You're like, oh shit, they're gonna run away. And then all of a sudden, like just slow chip, just slow chop at it, and then just like. Then they just messed around and they win at the very end.
Yes.
And then in game 4, you're like, oh shit, hey, Pacers are gonna like at least they're gonna
make them work and get 5. Yeah.
And then it just like
that
shit was crazy, bro. Like it just
I hope they learn from that. I mean, and like you said, they are young. They got a lot of good talent, man.
Oh, they got so much talent.
Yeah.
So much talent.
I was super impressed with Nembhard. I was super impressed with TJ McConnell.
Oh my God. Hey, he was. every time that he got out there on the court, you knew something was going to happen.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. Like, he's like that guy that, like, again, like, and I mean, like, we've played basketball long enough to see it. He's the one guy that like, you want him, like, you don't want to go against him.
No.
He's just going to make you frustrated as shit. Like, God, get off of me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just want to run him over one time, but you know, if you do, it's just going to be a charge, and he's going to get up and start flexing, and the energy in the building is going to just go crazy.
Did he not remind you of, I'm going to give you two people, but did he not remind you of Kyle Feuerbach?
Oh, no. That's absolutely Feuerbach. Shout out to ISO Feuerbach. App 75, my guy. 4 years when we were in college, so that was my roommate. Like, Feuerbach was just all up in your shit for no reason. Get the hell off of me, Kyle. And then won't. Like, just get off.
Right.
It's only a pickup game. Shit like that. You know what I mean? God. Oh, just make you so mad. Like, it just, But you know what, though, too? Your boy was like that, too, Coconino. Danny was like that too.
Yeah, he was
always up in guys' shit.
Yes,
Danny was. Danny used to frustrate Peter Clark. He used to frustrate Ryan Howley. He used to frustrate all, like, because he'd just be there and wouldn't like, bro,
wouldn't go away. It just wouldn't go away. Just
would not go away.
No.
Wouldn't go away. And just that's like memory lane right there. That's
Yeah. So what you think?
On the Eastern side, so Celtics are there now.
Yep.
But here's the thing, though, like, even if you like take like the last 10 or 12 games in like the regular season, the Mavs are like is like the hottest team in the league right now. Like, they hit all cylinder at the time when you're like, this is the time for us to win. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's been, again, I think that me and you talked about this last week, and then like where it came to when, like, you know, this was the beginning of the Minnesota and like the Dallas series was that Minnesota had the better team, but Dallas has the best two players on the court. Best
two players.
And it's like when you said that, I was like, damn, that shit makes so much. Because again, it's true.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, they've got, you know, and again, no taking away from Anthony Edwards, from Cat, from any of those guys. I'm not taking away from that. But Luka, oh my God.
Luka and Kyrie, bro.
They
trouble.
Hey, real quick though. So watching the game last night, did that first quarter not remind you of Game 7 against Phoenix when they played at Phoenix?
Oh,
hey, when like Dirk went just ape shit and like Dinwiddie was just going. When I'm watching, I was like, I've seen this part before.
So the funny part about it is that Isaiah had practice last night, and so the game had started and we left, and then we walked into the gym and they got TVs in the lobby area. And by the time I got to that TV, I looked at the thing. It was 40 to 23 or something.
28, I think. Yeah, it was something like that.
And I was like, well, and the first thought I had was, this is going to be a Phoenix Suns game.
Like, because you remember that, because Luka was like, I don't remember the exact, I just remember we were watching Game 7. I'm thinking, this is going to be a good-ass Game 7. Like, I'm like, this, like, whoever wins this one, I don't care, because it's going to be a great Game 7.
Yeah.
And then Luka said, hell no, I'm about to bust their ass. Like, and then he just, it was 3 after 3 after 3, and then Spencer got hot, and it was just like, oh shit, this got over real quick. And it was like that yesterday. Like, he has a different look on him when he is in his zone that you're just like, don't, like, if you're Boston, don't let him get there.
No,
because you saw the threes that he was taking. He took, like, when he took that last 3 in the first, he took that shit from the logo, like it was nothing. Like it was nothing. Like the logo. Like, he's not at the 3-point. He's like, oh shit, whatever. Like, this just feels good today,
bro. He's a
different kind of killer.
He's a demon, bro.
It's like, he called him a demon.
And because the dude is out there giving you buckets. And the beautiful part, I wish, like, I saw some clips, but dude is mic'd up and just giving everybody
talking shit and don't care either.
Don't care.
The one dude was over there telling that he's crying. And he hits that shot over there, and he's just like, "Yeah, crying now, what?" And he's just over there laughing. I'm like, "Damn."
That's not what he said, but we can't say what he said.
Yeah, but it's the way that he plays it. But then it's also there too. Again, like, going back to the ball handling part that like we're talking about.
Yeah.
I bet in a foot race, you line up Luka and Kyrie and everybody else that's on that Minnesota team, and I bet they all beat Luka down the court and back in the sprint.
True.
I bet that they beat him down in a sprint.
Yep.
But give him the ball and give him an on-ball screen.
It's a wrap.
And he can do whatever he wants to do with it. Like, the way that he comes off the on-ball screen, And it's whether or not that he comes off and then he holds the defender off, or if he snakes it and still holds it off, especially if you're playing drop coverage, you're just going to have to start doubling him and like make somebody else do something, because this whole just playing off of him and just letting him just go to work is just ridiculous. Did you freeze?
Yeah. You froze for a minute. I don't know what.
You froze for a minute.
I don't know what was going on with.
I was out there going off like Will Ferrell did in what was that, Old School, or one of those when he just had that blackout moment. He just started spitting out all these facts. He was like, "What happened?" I just blacked out. I don't know. It was just.
I don't know. What? I don't know who froze up. I guess we're gonna find out when we play it on audio.
Yeah. We're gonna find out when we watch it.
What the hell? Nah, but yeah, man. I think it's gonna be a good series. I think I tend to believe that Dallas is going to take this, because Boston, as good as they've been, man, there's a lot of factors, and the best part about it, the most intriguing part of the series for me is Kyrie going back to Boston.
Right.
That's going to be something.
You can't tell me that he don't want to get something back over there.
Oh,
you don't tell me.
And then Boston fans going to be on him.
Now, when you start talking matchups and things like this, you're like, okay, because again, like, you know, I was listening earlier. I think Tim Legler or somebody was talking. They're just like, Boston has more two-way players, right? They do. Like, think about they get more two-way players, but to me, this is kind of like this right here might be one of those like where you have, you know, I mean, like you hear the, you know, what's the slogan or the phrase that you always hear? Defense wins championships, right?
True. Yep.
Now, is it going to be defense wins championships, or is it going to be better offense?
Better offense beats better defense.
Right, exactly right. Because that's really what this one's going to be about. Because I think that we can all say for sure that Boston is the better defensive team.
Yes.
But I think that we can also say that Dallas has the better offensive players.
Yes.
At least when it comes to, if you're going to compare Luka and Kyrie, to take them to Jaylen Brown and then Tatum. Again, I know as hard as that is, like I'm going to give it to Dallas.
Yep. I think they'll get them scrambling enough, just enough to get where they want and get the shots that they want. And I also believe that Dallas's length, that is like, I think is a little bit underrated.
I think it is too.
I think it might bother Tatum and Brown. You know what I mean?
Because they're so long there too. You can hide Luka in the corner guarding somebody else that's a non-factor, and you don't have to worry about his legs not being able to make offensive plays there too.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like this, I don't know. This is going to be, I'm glad that there's a whole week for them to rest. Because again, getting back to it, I'm just saying, because the rest now you got two teams that get a chance to have some rest.
Two fresh teams,
so, you know what I mean? And so I like that idea. I like that aspect of having two fresh teams go at it. And so now it's like, shit, like what's going to happen?
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. So we go shoot, by the time we record a show on Monday, they still won't have started. So I guess we're gonna talk a little bit more about it on Monday. We also, y'all, we got some. We didn't want to hit it today. We got some stories to tell. We're just gonna leave it at that. But there's gonna be story time, hardwood knucklehead style. Okay, so just be ready for that next Monday, and I don't even know. I want to say more, but I can't. You know what I mean? So
it was a good time.
We're gonna leave it at that. So yeah, man, we're gonna get out of here for the weekend. Everybody out there, we appreciate y'all. Kids, y'all heard the message. Get to it.
That gym, go work on your stuff. Get into it.
And sleep.
Yeah, and sleep and rest your bodies. Work like ain't nobody watching, and keep continuing to do that the whole time. Don't focus on nothing else but yourself. Summertime, focus on you and how you can make yourself better for November, because these games right now don't matter.
Don't matter
right now.
Nope.
This is just something that the high schools have to do, and it's the only month that they get it in, like the summertime. So enjoy it, but this puts nothing on what's going to happen in November. Nothing.
That's right.
Keep working on it.
Yep. All right, man. I'm gonna get out of here. Hey, one more thing before I head out. I want to say prayers up to my boy Jordan Creasel. He's in the hospital up in Flagstaff. He's recovering, but everybody out there, y'all don't know him. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But if you do, say a prayer for Jordan. Help him get ready. Help him get better. We all thinking about you, and yeah, man, everybody enjoy your weekend, and us hardwood knuckleheads will be back on Monday.
We're there on Monday. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Topo Chico. Appreciate y'all.
Topo Chico. It's Friday.
It's time to start the weekend, y'all. We go get it. Okay. Be good. Be nice. Blueberry, get yourself right. Get right. Coming. Hey, the kids is coming for you.
They're coming for you. They're coming.
Better get it together. We'll see y'all on Monday. Peace.